Morning with Andy and Billy Bob.
Morning.
And it's a Tuesday and I've been looking at the beautiful thick snowy fells whilst at work all weekend, driving myself crazy. And there's still some snow about, but it did warm up last night. They say the freezing level is going to be 800 metres, but there's still plenty of snow on the top. We're going to do Skiddaw from Peterhouse Farm via Bakestall, and then probably do a circular down to Skiddaw and down to Skiddaw House, back along the route near the Cumbria Way. So about a 9.5 mile route. So we need to get a wriggle on.
We do.
Yeah, finished work this morning, so we're not going to have to start too early. So it should be a good one, hopefully. Not quite sure how thick the snow's going to be.
It's probably gone by the time we get there.
Yeah. Apparently it has been up to about knee deep.
Yes, as you've seen in my last video, the Caldale Horseshoe.
Yeah, you got that to look forward to. Knee deep, and I think you went into a drift that was waist deep, didn't you?
Oh yeah, it was deep.
So catch you later. So it's a good easy track to start with from Peterhouse Farm all the way up to Whitewater Dash. Those are the Oldale Hills. You've got Little Calver up there, Great Cock Up, Great Scar Fell, Knot. So you come to a junction and you follow the sign saying dash with an arrow. It's the right hand fork. So you can now see Whitewater Dash, which is quite in spate after all the rain. That's Little Calver to the left. Got Dead Crags to our right. And that's looking up to Dead Crags. So you reach the gate on top of Whitewater Dash Falls, and instead of going through the gate you take the path to the right hand side of the wall heading up Bakestall. If you carry straight on, that takes you to Skiddaw House, and that will hopefully be our Ascent route back. So just heading up Bakestall now, and you can see over to Blencathra, which is white, and that's our descent route in the foreground. Back down from Whitewater Dash, we've come up here, about halfway at Bakestall now. Little Calver, Great Calver in the distance. that's the view looking down to Dead Crags. Looking back to the path where we came up. Just heading on to Bakestall summit now. Well, just off from the summit. Summit I think is over there. Sandy's new hat. What do you think? It keeps his ears warm.
Let me know in the comments because I won't be wearing it again if you laugh.
It's not that funny.
It's alright.
It's
keeping
alright.
my ears warm. Fantastic. Really hard going, but fantastic. Over Lancaster, Mungwise or Common. Yeah, it's kind of knee deep up here. I think this side's going to be the deepest because it's north facing. But it's a killer coming up this slope. Don't mind saying that's really tough. I think we chose the wrong side to come up Skiddaw, the north side. Should have realised there'd be a lot of snow still. It's up to knee deep in drifts, so you can't ascend via the normal path up by the fence because that's like knee high drifts. So you just have to make your way zigzag as best you can in the shallower bits of snow. But we're getting there. I would say that we're nearly on Broad End, very nearly. It is tough going though. Oh man, it's fantastic. Oh, wow. So just got to the last corner, fence corner. So I think that's Broad End there. Oh, actually this might even be Broad End. Can't get my bearings at the moment. This might even be Broad End. Oh, let's just get up here and have a look. That's Skiddaw's North Top. Looking over to Allock Pike, Buxton Lake on the coast.
about that for a cornice? That's the broad end. Wow, that's big. Really big. We might have to see what that's like. There's Longlands, not Longlands, Lonscale. That's Lonscale Fell. Cathra, Moncrystal Common, Great Calver. Just the last bit to the top of Skiddaw. The last steep section, hopefully. So the summit of Skiddaw. Ah. Hardly any snow on the ridge. I think it's all been blown off and then melted. There's Ullock Pike. So we're just approaching Skiddaw's middle top. Surprising actually how much the snow has melted on the very top of Skiddaw. There's hardly any snow, but on the flanks, especially the north side, it's almost knee deep. So that's the middle top. So we're just heading off Skiddaw now, and that is Little Man. So we're going to make our way down to the coal between Skiddaw and Little Man. There's a gate, and we're going to head off to South Howe on the left from here, from there. A lot of snow on this side, so
Let's hope that somebody else has already done a path, so we're not trailblazing. Look at that light, it's fantastic. Cumbria, you've got the Dodds and Helvellyn in the far distance behind Little Man. You've got Derwent Water there, Keswick, you can see that. Wind up here is savage. So we've got the best of the weather here actually. Back in the snow again. So you go through the gate at the coal, and then we're going to turn almost immediately left to head to Skiddaw House. We're not going to do Little Man today. So we're just heading for Skiddaw House now, and luckily there are some tracks, so we won't be trailblazing. We're just going to have to take our time though, because it's very slippy. The snow is super soft. So that couple in front, they really love Billy, and they're going to check out our channels and watch Billy. Of course Billy wanted much of a fuss, didn't you Billy Bob? Yeah, but they loved him. Everyone loves Billy.
Everybody does.
It's really soft, and it's probably about ankle deep at the moment, so it's not as thick as what we were thinking it was going to be when we saw it from the top. It just looked like it was going to be about thigh deep. So yeah, it's not so bad. Over to Great Calver, and you've got High Pike behind and Carrick Fell. That is Bakestall Fell where we were the other week. That's Skiddaw House in the foreground and Blencathra in the distance. You've got Lonscale Fell there behind Andy. The summit of Skiddaw House, 666 metres. Oh, right. That's where we've just been, up there. Skiddaw. It's Bakestall. Great Calver, Carrick Fell, First girl fell, Glen Cathra. One girl fell.
You can't help but like sing Iron Maiden songs when you come over the top of something like that. Say hello, can you? Number of the Beast.
You gonna sing?
No.
So we're just heading off Soho now, heading towards Skiddaw House. As you can just see in the middle there, the building surrounded by trees. That's the Skiddaw House Youth Hostel. So we're out of the snow now. Now we've just got to contend with the severely boggy wet ground, which is usually boggy, but this is like all the snow melts. So it's very squelchy. Nearly at Skiddaw House now. We're going to stop there and have our lunch. So we're just coming up to Skiddaw House. This is the back of it. Great Calver in the distance there. So we're going to have our lunch now. 3:30 and we're going to have our lunch. So we're at Skiddaw House, and this is situated at 1,550 foot above sea level. So it is the highest hostel in Britain. So Skiddaw House used to be 2 dwellings, and one side was used for a gamekeeper and his family, and the other side was used for a shepherd. And then eventually, when the land was broken up, it was sold to a local farmer. The shepherd, called Pearson Dalton, lived alone in the house, except for his goats, cat and 5 dogs, for the next 12 years. He then retired and moved out of Skiddaw House. It was then used occasionally by local schools and the Border Bothies Association, but fell into decline. But then it did get renovated around about 2002, so 2007 it got renovated and is used as a hostel ever since. So Skiddaw House is in a lovely setting. You've got Skiddaw over there. You've got Great Calver there. You've got the lovely Mosedale Valley. And you've got Blencathra. So we are now heading along the Cumbria Way back towards Dash Falls. So that's looking back. We've got Skiddaw House in the far distance now. Totally clouded in now. Skiddaw's totally in the mist. So we've probably got about another 2.5 miles back along this track. We're going to top out at the Whitewater Dash waterfall. Head through the gate that we showed you at the beginning, And then just our return route is back along that good stony track back to Peterhouse Farm. So we're now back at Dashbeck. Whitewater Dash Falls is just down there a bit. So we're just heading under the crags, probably about, I say, 1.5 miles to get to Peterhouse Farm. We're on the same track now that we were before, coming in. So nearly back at the car, so I'm going to say goodbye.
Bye.
So it'll probably be about what, 9.5, 10 miles, something like that?
Yeah, by the time we get back,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's been an epic walk. Great snow, about knee deep in places. So I wanted a snowy walk, so I got one. So I'll say bye for now and catch you all again on another adventure very soon.
Bye for now.
Bye. That's looking over to Dash Farm, which is actually a holiday let now. The land is still used as a working farm, but the actual building is a holiday let, and it's very popular. It gets really booked out for most of the year. Good morning and welcome to Map and Scissor Time, and this is a route that we did onto Skiddaw when we had full winter conditions, and on the north side of Skiddaw it was actually knee-deep snow in drifts, so it was a fantastic winter's day on the hills. So we parked at Peterhouse Farm just here, and there's room for and a couple of laybys for about 10 or 12 cars, and you're following along the Cumbria Way on a good track across fields with livestock in, and you get to a junction here where if you go straight on you go towards Dash Farm. You don't want to do that. You carry on the Cumbria Way on the sign saying to Dash Falls on this track here, heading underneath Dead Crags, which is a dramatic, very steep dramatic crags on this side here, Dead Crags, and it's a really good stony track heading up towards the coal where you have Whitewater Dash Falls, and you head out onto the top of this falls, and there's a gate here. You don't go through the gate, that's our descent route back. You stay on this side of the wall heading up as best you can up Birkett Edge. You can go towards this edge here and you get great views over Dead Crags, very dramatic, and you head up quite steeply onto Bakestall summit. You then continue along this fence line, so in poor visibility it's really easy, you just follow this fence line until you get onto Broad End, which is off the edge of the map, so I will bring you back in a bit. So welcome back, and we were heading up onto Broad End, which is not actually a classified hill. It does have a cairn though, and you get a great vantage point over Gibraltar Crag and down over Alec Pike, over to Bassenthwaite Lake, and it's a broad summit, and there's a lot of snow here, and it was fantastic looking at the cornice on the north top of Skiddaw. Really was dramatic. So you just head straight on up, you can see the top of Skiddaw North Top, and then you get to the trig of 930 metres. Sorry, 931 metres it says here. There's a good trig point, very long, broad, wide ridge
and you just carry straight on, heading towards Little Man. And you're aiming for the gate, and as soon as you go through the gate, I mean, you can head up Little Man if you want to, but we didn't. You just head left, heading towards Skiddaw House, which is over here. So yeah, so you want to head on a track, an ATV track, towards Skiddaw House summit, 666 metres. And then you're heading for Skiddaw Youth Hostel, so just straight down on a wet boggy path towards the hostel. This is open in the summertime, I think, not in the winter time. I think it's booked out for groups in the winter time, so it's not always open for the public. But in the summertime, I'm sure you can go in and make yourself a coffee. There's an honesty box, I think, and there's some flapjacks, I've been told. Never done that. So then you're back on the Cumbria Way, and it's a long trudge back uphill on the Cumbria Way, heading back to the path where we were heading towards Dash Falls, off the edge of the map again. I'll bring you back in a bit. Welcome back. The wonders of these old-fashioned OS maps. So yeah, we're heading on the Cumbria Way on a really good stony track back to the top of Whitewater Dash Falls, and the path where we came in on, back all the way towards Peterhouse Farm. So it's about a 10-mile route. It's a great circular route. It's a long day out, no hard ground really as such. So I hope you enjoy the video and catch you all again very soon. Bye for now.